Hey everyone, I just want to jump on here before we start the podcast. I just want to thank everybody for the support and views that you've given to the first two podcast issues we've done. We're very excited for the future and see where that goes. But today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite franchises, and I know Jackson's really fond of it too, which we just recently really got into. It's the Italian franchise Demons 1 and 2, which was produced and co-written by Dario Argento and directed by Lamberto Bava, which, fun fact you may know, his dad is Mario Bava. So that's a little, trivia question for you guys. But thank you so much again. Hit that like button, subscribe, post notifications, and thank you so much. Enjoy.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of An Evening of Darkness, where we do all things horror over here, the best horror podcast around.
Yeah.
Today, on issue number 3, we're going to be talking about Demons 1 and 2, the whole franchise.
What
you call it?
Yeah, so the Demons 1 and 2 is like the official franchise, right?
Yeah.
And then they made like some sequels, like in the Italian sequels, and I think it got like a Japan. I don't know. They're like unofficial sequels.
Yeah, there's one film called Black Demons, I want to say.
Yeah, and there's like Demons like 6, Armageddon.
Yeah, all that. But Demons 1 and 2, basically.
The most important ones. And the best ones. Well, Demons 2 is we'll talk about that a little later. But they're, me and Jackson first found out about Demons a while back.
Yeah, a while ago. I would probably say, I don't know. I don't know if it was from Monster Madness or something. I don't know how I really found out about the film, but I was always aware of it. I've just never seen it until,
recently.
The other
I'm the
day.
same way. I was watching Pizzao, who was grateful enough. He jumped on Jackson's live stream the other night that we were both on. I'll put a link into that to go check that out. But he did a review of the Synapse physical release of Demons 1 and 2. It was a limited release, which I'll get my hands on. I think they have 4Ks now, so that should be pretty fun to get my hands on. But he did a review of them, and I was just like, this looks awesome. And I was obviously a huge Dario Argento fan. I love Mario Bava, and I didn't know it was his son. Bava is not a very unique last name.
I mean, Mario Bava is
maybe not be like Italian, a unique Italian last name, but to Americans, it's kind of just like, okay, Mario Bava, it just resonates with that.
Right, and Mario Bava is great. I mean, another horror director, legend.
Yeah.
And to see his son do it too, which is great.
Yeah, and another cool thing, Mario Bava, because we talk about directors all the time, and I'm really interested in how they started and whatnot. But Mario Bava, I believe, started his first ever directorial debut was Bloody Sunday, I believe, and he was
Black Sunday.
Black Sunday, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of something else. Black Sunday, and do you remember how old he was? He was mid-40s.
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. And Black Sunday, and I think he released something else, and then Black Sabbath. Or maybe those were the first two. But me and Jackson are big fans of those. And again, Mario Bava is really great. And then Dario Argento. I mean, where the list goes on with him.
Yeah.
But, Deep Red, Suspiria, Tenebra, Phenomena. Just so many classics. Two Evil Eyes with him and George Romero, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
George A. Romero.
I really want to check out. And hopefully someday we do an entire episode about Romero.
And Argento.
Argento,
yeah. Yeah, but the thing about these movies, though, and if you look up the posters, it will say Dario Argento presents.
Yeah.
So you're automatically like, oh, he must have directed this. He didn't. He produced and co-wrote it with Lamberto Bava, but Lamberto Bava gets the director credit.
Yeah. First thing that I got to say right off the bat, the poster looks awesome. I think.
Oh yeah.
It's they're fun 80s horror films. Great special effects, awesome story.
They're batshit crazy.
They are, exactly.
It really, the story, there's not that much of a story. It just kind of shit just happens, which we'll get into later when we're talking about the movie. But if you can see on this thumbnail that we have, you can just see all the shit that's in this movies, and this doesn't even add up to what you see in the movie.
Great music too. In the films, I really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. So when was the first time you watched Demons?
I don't know, 3 days ago. I think.
It wasn't 3 days ago. It was last week.
It was the weekend.
Last Saturday.
And
me and Jackson both. We didn't watch it together, but we watched it
For this.
Together, quotation marks. But I was at home, he was at home, and we kind of just texted each other. It is currently streaming on, I want to say Tubi. It's also on YouTube. No, Shudder. It's on Shudder, and it's also on YouTube. Both Demons 1 and 2 are both on Shudder and YouTube. But so you can watch those free access. But yeah, we watched it, and it was pretty late because that day we did a lot of we call it horror work.
Yeah.
No, we just went shopping just for cool stuff. And we went back home. We were like
talking about this podcast. Let's do this podcast. And I was like, well, we need to do an episode on demons.
Yeah.
So
in that story we were talking to you about last podcast, the Vault of Horrors, the guy that runs it is a huge fan of demons. And we went there that Saturday, and he had a demon shirt on, and there he had a whole bunch of demons memorabilia and stuff. And so me and him talked about it, and we were like, we haven't seen Demons. And he's like, I feel like we need to watch that. It's kind of considered cult classics. So that night we were like, well, let's just watch it. So we got home, we did our thing, and then we turned it on. And just before it even started, I was reading the synopsis of it, and I was like, I can already tell I'm going to love this.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I have the exact synopsis of it, but we'll talk about the movie in general. But what was your first thoughts on it?
Like you said, I really enjoyed it. Just fun 80s horror. Argento, like I said, great effects, awesome music. It's just a fun time.
Yeah,
it really is. Both of them.
It's just batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much of a story. It kind of like I said, just shit kind of happens. And these characters, they're not too intriguing. There's not really there's no there technically is a lead Cheryl in the first one.
Yeah.
But there's not really any other. I guess there's support a whole bunch of supporting characters, but not many people last long enough to even really give a shit about. They just turn into demons.
Exactly.
But so with that being said, I'm kind of gonna run through the movie, the Demons 1, also known as DEMONI. I might be butchering that. Yeah, it's an Italian horror movie released in 1985.
Yeah.
So mid 80s. I don't know why I said late 80s, but
mid 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1985, and it like I said, it's considered a cult classic. So it wasn't really perceived well from critics for good reasoning.
That doesn't surprise me.
But everybody else, horror fans, really loved it. And so, they kind of wanted to do a sequel, him and Bava, or Argento and Bava. So they went to that. That's when they made Demons 2. But the movie starts out, and it's this train, shot of the subway train. It's inside, and it just, if you're curious about when this movie was released, the music should be just a given.
Yeah.
It's just shots, and the 80s clothing, just a straight on shot, inside this train, and our main lead girl, Cheryl, is sitting down, and it's just and the score was from Claudio Simonetti, who also did the score for Demons 2, but also they had other bands for both movies that contributed to it. So 80s music's blasting through this train, and the title sequence is going up, blah blah blah. And
I always love it when they show the title card.
Yeah,
it's just oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go. You know what you're watching?
Demons.
Exactly. Demons. And before, I will say, if you watch this, it is originally in Italian, and so it's dubbed.
Yeah.
It sometimes is goofy, and you never know with dubbing what you're gonna get. I don't know if it's the exact translation. Some of the stuff might sound a little off, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. I mean, even the mouth movements kind of match up for the most part.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, so Cheryl gets off this train, and they're on the subway, which for some reason is very empty. And we see kind of from afar this Terminator guy. His face is he's half human, and he has a robot. I don't know if it's a mask or it's inverted or inserted on his face, but he's a really cool looking guy. But a fun fact about that guy, he's the guy that directed Cemetery Man, which we talked about last episode. Yeah, but in this movie, he plays 3 different roles. He plays that guy. I think he plays one of the demons, I want to say, and he plays one of the guys on the movies that's been played. So, but
wow.
You're watching this movie, or the beginning, and Cheryl...
Great homework right there.
Yeah.
Great horror homework.
Yeah, so Cheryl is by herself, very vulnerable, walking by herself, trying to get to her friend Kathy to go to school or study for school. And this guy is following her, I'm just going to call him the robot guy. They never really disclose his name. And so he's following her, and you're thinking, oh, he's gonna kill her. My first reaction was like, oh, this is the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes up to her and gives her a ticket to this private showing of this movie at this theater. I want to say Metropole. I think it's the name Metropole. It starts. I don't know the name off the top. I don't want to butcher either, but it's something like that. And she's like, oh, I thought you were gonna kill me. And so he leaves, and she's like, okay. So she goes and meets her friend Kathy, and she's like, hey, do you want to go to this movie? And she's like, I mean, I guess. And so they go to this theater. I want to say it's the Metropolis. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to say they go to this theater, and they go in, and right before you can see the inside of the theater, there at the center of the lobby is this like S&M knight.
Yeah.
It's on a horse, and it has a sword, and on this sword, or on the thing, on the statue, whatever it is, there's a mask. And I texted Jackson, and I was like, we recently watched, or he watched Ani Baba forever ago. If you don't know what Ani Baba is, tell him what Ani Baba is.
Ani Baba, a Japanese horror film released in the 60s, is, it's a really creepy movie.
Oh, yeah. Very disturbing.
I need to review that one day.
Yeah.
I feel like not that many people know about it outside of, like, American audiences. Like, I feel like nobody talks about Ani Baba.
It's a part of the Criterion Collection. That's how me and him first got a hold of it. So it's streaming on HBO Max. If you have a chance, go watch it. It's a little. It's a story about this woman's daughter-in-law. They're living on a farm. Her husband, the daughter-in-law's husband, died in war, and their neighbor, the girl has an affair with him. But this girl wants to get. It's really it's really different, but it turns out to be really creepy. And but the mask in it, like if you look up the poster, Ani Baba, there's this mask, and it looks just like this mask in Demons.
Yeah, and it has like a bunch of
I wouldn't be surprised if it was inspired by that.
Themes and like morals to learn from, like good morals from a story that you would learn, like don't sin. Basically,
yeah,
like that's kind of one of them. I feel like. Anyways, Ani Baba is great, but there's a scene in the movie. Well, there's multiple scenes throughout the movie where they're showing Easter eggs to other different horror films, like shout-outs. Like in the background, you see
Nosferatu,
Metropolis,
Nosferatu.
Was there a King Kong?
I want to say Terminator.
I think so. We were texting each other.
Yeah,
like,
I want to say Terminator. But I'm not 100% sure. But the girl that was working like the ticket booth, I guess, I was thinking about it the other day, and I watched like some videos and listened to some stuff to prepare for this, and it brought me. She looks just like she has the same attire on as Buddy the Elf from Will Ferrell and the Elf, like the exact same attire. So why they go into the lobby, they enter the theater. We're introduced to a few characters. Or supporting characters. So, there's Cheryl and Kathy, like the two. Kathy's like the supporting friend. Cheryl's the lead. And then there's this, I want to say his name's Tony. He's a pimp who also makes a comeback in Demons 2 as a completely different character. But he's a pimp, and he has two quote-unquote women. Or, I don't even know why I say quote-unquote. He has two women that work for him. I don't want to say, the word. But, yeah. So, and they're joking around by the statue, and she puts one of the girls, Rosemary, puts the mask on, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm messing around." And he's like, "Take that mask off." And so she takes the mask off, and she has a cut on her face, and you're like, "Oh, that," and you're immediately like, "Okay, that's got to do." They wouldn't do that for no reason. It's got to make some kind of point later on, and so that happens, and so Kathy and Cheryl go to this Coke machine. And they're sitting there, they can't get this Coke out. And these two, like, just pure douchebags. Which one turns out to be, like, the hero. But these two guys come over, these, like, preppy dudes. And he comes over, the main guy, I forgot his name. But he comes up and just, like, bangs on the Coke machine and it falls out. It's, like, the most cliche thing ever. And he was like, "Yo, want some, like, dates or something?" And they're like, "No, we're good." Or I don't know, I forgot off the top of my head, but they were kind of just like standoffish.
It's
they were
like this weird party going on at this movie theater where it looks like the horror movie that they're watching on screen. I thought it was Spookies at first. I texted you, I was like, "Is this Spookies?" But it's I don't think it is. It's not.
It's not Spookies. No.
Because like the outside of the house looks like the house in Spookies, and like there was a monster on the screen for a second. But everybody's just like watching this movie, and then like that's happening with the girl. She takes the mask off, and then she slowly becomes.
Well, they're watching this movie. Before we get to that part, I just want to say one of the parts that pissed me off the most. So in everybody makes their way to the theater. Kathy and Cheryl sit down, and of course the two guys come and sit next to them without even asking. And we're introduced to other characters that are there that we weren't introduced to in the lobby. And one of the characters, there's a couple that's most of the people in this while the movie's going on are like making out, having sex, doing stuff. And then there's this really old couple that's actually like really into it. But then there's one blind guy, and his like I guess he's like seeing. I don't know if it's his wife or seeing eye person.
Yeah,
I don't know the correct term for that. But as they're watching it, she's like kind of telling him about it, and then she starts just like fucking this dude.
Yeah,
it's like, bro. And the blind guy's like, "Where'd you go? Where'd you go?" And she's just over here making out with this guy. But yeah, the movie they're showing, I don't know the name of it. But they also kind of put it in Demons 2.
Mm-hmm.
So basically it's just like 4 guys, 2 guys, 2 girls. They found this book, and it has like the mask. It makes a reference to the mask and whatnot. So then this is where shit begins to pop off. So this is where shit begins to pop off. So Rosemary, one of the 2, the pimps, one of the girls, says she's got to go to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom. One of the coolest like parts about these movies is the cinematography. What was done by it. And I'm going to butcher his name. Please don't come for me. Gianlorenzo Battaglia. I don't speak Italian, and I don't. It's a pretty hard name, but some of the most beautiful cinematography. And Argento is going to do it. It's going to look nice. But this bathroom is like just yellow and like black. And it looked really cool. And so she went into the bathroom, and she goes in the mirror, and she has this like pimple, this like whelp that's like swelling and like oozing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
If you have a weak stomach, this one's gonna be rough to watch.
And I remember texting you. I was like, it's not as bad as that Dead Alive. Pimple pus pop.
Very similar, but I guess it's how like it's like transmitted. It becomes like a pimple or whatever, and it pops, and just green goo goes everywhere, and her like neck kind of rips open a little bit.
Yeah.
And so a little later on, the other Tony tells the other girl, the pimp tells his other girl to go look for her because she's been gone for a while, and so she goes and to the bathroom to go look for Rosemary, and she's like, "Rosemary, where you at? Where you at?" And she goes into a stall, and Rosemary at that point was turned into a demon, and so that Rosemary attacks her, and this is kind of like where the first like sequence of like running away demon on fighting person happens, and so she's running away, she's fighting her off, but she gets scratched, of course, and fought. So, and if you get scratched by a demon, you're gonna turn into a demon.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, that's one of the ways that they get you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really love the special effects in here. 80s practical effects are like. It's so hard to beat that, in my opinion. When you see some practical effects, when you see something that's actually there on screen and not computer generated, it adds a whole different level of value and realness to a film.
Yeah, and one of the coolest ones that we talk about special effects. So the girl, Rosemary's friend, the one that gets scratched, not the demon. She running, she got away from her, and she's like screaming, but she's behind the screen, banging on it, and everybody's just sitting there like kind of like fucking oblivious to it. But it's kind of smart though, because on the movie there's a person screaming, so it kind of offsets each other. But she finally gets through the screen, and the prince's like, "Oh, it's my friend," and he goes up to her, and at that time she's already a goner, and she gets up, and it's really sick. Her teeth. Her original teeth fall out, and her like these growth teeth come through. One of the coolest special effects I've seen in movie.
Yeah, like that was really cool.
Or practical effects, and that's where the shit hits the fan. Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Seeing that, when that part happened, I was like, dude, this is why people love this movie, and I'm one of them now. I gotta say, Demons is awesome. They definitely had the right people doing it. Argento, along with, Bava 2.0, which, dude, I think that's so cool. when you have a father who's like a horror kind of legend, and then their son doing the same thing, kind of like David and Brandon Cronenberg right now. David he's awesome. He's a legend, done tons of great stuff, and now his son is. So I think that's cool. But anyways, besides the point, Demons is just.
It's a trip of a movie.
I mean,
man.
I'm not sure if it would be a top. I don't know. We may have to do another top 10 '80s horror films. I
don't know if this will crack top 10.
I don't know.
But it's very, very good. But if it comes to like practical effects, 100%, I think. You know, I'm not gonna say it's not like the thing, but it's got some pretty cool stuff.
Dude.
It's got some pretty
the
cool
80s
stuff.
is just loaded.
Yeah, so
we should do that. Top 10 '80s.
Yeah, 80s is fun.
Go through all the decades again. Why not?
But so after that, everybody turns into demons. No, not everybody. So it's kind of like half and half. And so they start fighting each other, and they can't get out of the mall. Everybody's running like, oh, let's find an exit. Let's find an exit. Nobody can get out. I guess it's like bordered shut. I don't know how. It's like concrete, which I don't even know how that really happened. But it did. So nobody's nobody's getting it. And so they're like, oh, let's go to the projection booth. The way we gotta stop this is we have to turn the movie off.
Yeah, stop playing the movie.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, they're all sitting there in this hallway, and the pimp's banging on the door. He's like, I can't get it open. She's like, I can crawl through the screen. And he's like, no need. And he takes a step back and just kicks the door. So he could have done that in the very first place.
Right.
And so they go in there. They break the projection, and then they go down to the theater again, to the top row, and the pimp just sees this girl on the ground. He's like, and he tells this guy, the prep boys or whatever, he's like, help me get this girl, throw her over the ledge. And so he gets her, throws her over the ledge, and then this demon pops out. And while the pimp's fighting him, he falls over the edge and gets hung. Yeah. Kind of like a Suspiria hang, but not like as cool. But yeah, so then that happens. So the pimp's gone, and so everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're going batshit crazy.
Well, and then, so after that, you got the girl who's behind the projection screen, like, banging on it, trying to rip it open or, like, push through it. And she's doing it for, like, 5 minutes or something until she finally rips through the screen. Everybody's like, oh, my God. So everybody in the audience is, like, freaking out. And then it's just crazy from there on out.
Yeah. But then we kind of cut to these punks in this car. Think of like, like 80s like leather jackets. Girls got this like mohawk, like Return of the Living Dead punks in this car, and they're like taking turns. They're passing this like Coke bottle around with a straw in it.
Yeah.
And they're like sniffing it. So I'm assuming Coke's in it. So that kind of gets there. That kind of is just like, it's just there. And so at that point, that group, they get chased by the cops, but to the they see the theater and they get like attracted to it, and so they go over and stop by it, and the cops come like, hey, what are you doing? And they're like, they immediately just go into victim mode. We didn't do nothing. You can't do nothing to us, and run away. And they get away into the theater. So now they're in the theater. But yeah, and then so somehow the two preppy guys and Kathy and Cheryl escape, right? Mm-hmm. And as they're escaping, everybody stops and Kathy slows down, and she's like, obviously she's going to turn into a demon at this point. And so she's turning, and they're obviously, it's your friend, so it's going to suck seeing her turn. And so she turns, and then what happens, she like bends over, and one of the cool, and this creature comes out of her back.
Yeah.
Like this like ghoul looking creature comes out of her back, which was really, really fucking cool. And of course they end up killing her and the thing.
Moves the demon.
Yeah, and one of the prep boys, the one that was with Kathy, I guess, like tried to save her, and he got scratched. And so I don't know where they got this samurai sword. He's like, kill me. So he gives it to his other buddy, and so the guy cuts his head off. Yeah, the guy cuts his friend's head off. And so I can't think of his name, but the guy and Cheryl run away, and I watched this over again. I don't know. I forgot how they got this fucking motorcycle. I think there was like parking. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
a working motorcycle in the fucking theater.
Yeah, it's
And
one
this
of
is the
those.
most batshit crazy scenes
Yeah,
I've seen. And if there's one scene like to depict this fucking movie, it's this scene right here.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And you
But,
can kind of see it right here, right next to the Evening of Darkness to the
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So it's this guy and Cheryl's on the back, on this motorcycle. He's got a samurai sword, going riding through the theater, cutting the demons. Please go look that up on YouTube.
yeah.
It's the most outrageous shit ever. The fun, I just sat there. I felt like I was in a fucking fever dream. Like I was like, and it was late too. So I was like, dude, what the fuck am I? I was like, this is crazy.
Am I really seeing this? Like,
Yeah. And so they're sitting there in the theater, and then they see that something's cracking at the top of the roof, and the stuff begins to fall down. Next fucking thing you know, a helicopter fucking falls through the theater
yeah,
and lands.
like that. If you look away for like a couple seconds, you'll miss something crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And you think this one's fucking crazy? Wait till we talk about Demons 2. That
Yeah.
fucking movie is a train wreck. But so the helicopter falls down, and they get in it, and they're like, "How do we?" Because I guess they're trying to escape, so they're like, "How do we
Come
start
on,
this?
let's go."
How do we start this?" Blah, blah, and they start it, and the fucking propellers start going, and it causes some cool kills, but it starts killing all these zombies or these demons.
Yeah,
It's just so stupid. But one of the funniest things ever is it's so stupid. So in the helicopter is a fucking grappling hook.
Yeah.
They shoot it to the roof, and it's like a Batman fucking, and
It is.
it attaches to one of the I guess a stand up there, and they fucking grapple
climb-
up.
they just
They
climb
grapple up there. So now they're at the top of the roof, man, and it's
I always thought it was kind of like funny how they decided to get in a crashed helicopter and try to get
Escape
out with
the helicopter.
that was crashed,
That was yeah,
broken.
Yeah, I don't. Just the fact that there was a helicopter even on top of the theater, kind of just crazy.
I know. I want to go to that theater.
The theater must have been like on the top floor too, because the helicopter rather fell a few floors.
Yeah.
I don't know how that worked, but movie magic, I guess. But right when they're grappling up, she gets up, and guess who's back? The robot guy,
Yep.
the Terminator, and it's very short lived, not much of a fight. He kind of tosses the guy over, and he's kind of like the guy's hanging, and then the girl kills him. But a really cool way, she's like sticks his head in this like pipe, and just goes right through his head, which was no shortage of really interesting kills in this. So then they get on top of the roof, they get down to the ground outside of the theater, and what we see is it just turned into like a post-apocalyptic, like everything's like the imaginary, everything's on fire,
Yeah.
cars wrecked, and this white car Jeep pulls up, and this older guy, this like middle-aged girl, and this young boy. I'm assuming grandpa, or daughter, and grandson. They don't really go into it, and so they're like, "Come on!" And so they hop in. Captain and this guy hop into the back of the car. They go, and they kind of have a little back and forth talk, and so the credits start rolling. We're like, "Oh, so they're gonna get away." This is how Demons 2 is gonna go. It's gonna be about these guys defending themselves, for the rest through this. And as the credits go, we get a jump scare,
That's
a
right.
final shot. Cheryl turns into a demon.
Uh-oh.
And then boom, that's end of Demons 1.
Yeah, so first impressions when I saw it, I can't wait to check it out again, but I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the effects was awesome, music was great. It's just
A pure
Crazy-
80s cheesy
crazy,
horror movie.
awesome, funny, ridiculous. It's everything that you want out of an 80s horror film, and it has Argento and Bava. So, I mean, I understand why people really enjoy it, basically.
Oh, it has a following, a cult
Yeah.
following, and we're a part of it now. So
That's right.
it's one of those movies, man. It's just batshit crazy, and the more you watch it, I feel like the better it's gonna get. But the thing is, obviously they had it was a lot more graphic and gory. Not in the States. When they got to the States, it kind of they had to tone it down,
Yeah.
obviously.
MPAA always cutting that stuff out.
But they had the original Italian version, on the 4K and the Blu-ray set, so be interesting to get that. But yeah, Demons 1, produced, co-written by Argento, and directed by Lamberto Bava. Great movie. Go check it out. Like I said, it's on YouTube. It's on Shudder if you have Shudder. If you don't, I know some people don't have Shudder, but YouTube's free. If you're able to watch this or listen to this podcast, you're able to watch that movie.
That's right.
Yep. So after you watch the movie, come back, watch Demons 1, stop, go watch Demons 2. It's also on YouTube. Come back, listen to our segment of Demons 2.
Yeah.
But so Demons 2. When'd you watch Demons 2?
The next morning, after we watched Demons, because I was like, oh, I gotta finish this. So Demons 2, I woke up early trying to knock it out for the podcast, and then because I had some other stuff to do that day, but I just wanted to get that over with because I know it would bother me if I just. That's how I am with movies. I gotta just get it done. But anyways, early in the morning, I'm still kind of like tired waking up, and it's just like
that's probably the worst, like the weirdest time to watch this.
So like well, I don't want to say it right now, but basically,
this movie's a train wreck.
Yeah, it's
like it's the most bad shit.
Yeah, it's again crazy. Like, but even more, I'd say, than the first one.
Oh, 100%.
Like by a lot.
100%. The shit that goes on in this one is just fucking insane.
Yeah.
But what were your first thoughts of Demons 2?
I really liked it. I guess I really liked how it was in a hotel instead of a movie theater.
It was an apartment. Yeah, it was an apartment. It's the same thing, yeah.
Hotel, apartment, whatever. But I just feel like that could just add to the chaos because, like, everybody on the floor. And,
yeah.
When you just think about it, it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm having a really hard time describing
Let's put demons in an apartment. See it. Like,
I know.
Just play around with it.
Well, we did it within a...
Yeah, put demons in this like environment that's like closed, which is just insane. And again, the apartment, I guess, I think all the electric went out. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's why everything was just off.
Yeah.
But when I watched Demons 2, I watched that Demons 1 the Saturday night, took a few days off for a mental break from that, and I watched it Tuesday, the following Tuesday. And I texted Jackson. I was like, Demons 1's better.
Yeah, I agree.
But this one's so fucking enjoyable.
It is.
And just crazy. It's just, I really, I love it. It's that, like, batshit.
Like, I'd give Demons, whatever, part 1, an 8 or so. And then Demons 2, a 7.5, 8. It's, like, right there for me. But Demons... is still better.
Yeah, and most of the crew came back. Some of the cast came back. One of the punks came back. He became one of the officers. And then Tony the Pimp came back, and he was a gym instructor or like in charge of it. Which even we'll talk about later. It's just nuts. But yeah, Demons 2, also Demoni. I don't really know how they pronounce it. Demoni. 2, it came out a year after 1986. And it starts out, and you have this it kind of gives like a replay of what happens in the first one. And so apparently the little girl in the movie, you see, she has a pink shirt on. She's kind of in the beginning. Is Dario Argento's daughter?
Yeah,
I think she was like 10 at the time. But yeah, so the movie starts out. This guy named George and this lady, which we come to find out later is a hooker. Get into this or they can't get into the elevator.
Argento's 10-year-old daughter is a hooker.
No.
I'm joking.
No, but so they're George and this hooker are waiting to get into this elevator, but it's not coming up, and she's like, I hate the elevator. I'm so scared. But in the elevator, it's this group of people. These like just I don't even know. A group of kids, like young adults, just messing with it.
Yeah, like
and then
teenagers, I guess.
and then this door opens up and this cop from the first movie, he was a punk. He was like, "Hey, I told you no playing in here." And so they go up. So at that time we found out it's this character named Sally's birthday, and at the birthday parties where shit pops off, like completely comes insane, becomes just crazy, and it does a very good job of like cutting between what the scenarios like George and his wife Hannah who are having a kid or she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Sally's birthday party going on. Then there's this like older lady who has this dog. There's this little kid. It's kind of just
There's
like
a lot of stuff happening.
a lot of shit's going on. You got to pay attention to this whole thing, or you're gonna miss something very like, or you're just gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
So Sally's birthday party, everybody is dancing. 80s music has some of the Smiths, the Cult, again.
Yeah, I really like the music in this one as well.
Yeah, again, Claudio Simonetti is back on the score. It's not as like 80s, but it's very similar to the original. So they're all dancing, whatever, and this girl, Sally might be the most annoying character in horror film history. Dude, if you watch this movie, it's her birthday, and she's just like bitching. All she wants to do is stay inside, and they're playing this movie. It's very, very close to the one they're showing in the first one.
Yeah.
And so she's watching it, and she goes out, and then she's like, come on. And she goes out to the party. She's like, all right. So she goes out, and with everybody, starts dancing. And this one guy gets on the phone, and he's like, yeah, just come. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's like, yeah, just come. And she comes over, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? Sally does. He's like, no, nothing. I just got off the phone with Jacob. He's on his way. And she was like, what? Jacob? And then she just got oh my gosh. She's like, everybody leave. And so she goes into her room and just turns the movie on.
The whole thing.
Ruins the whole move. And she goes in her room and just turns on the TV. But the funniest part, I feel like, everybody else just stays out of her house and just continues to party.
Yeah.
So this whole thing's happening. So she's in her room and she's watching the movie. And so the thing that happens in the movie, they found this hook or claw.
Yeah.
And they use that and it gets cut. And some of the blood falls onto this demon that's dead.
Yeah.
And it makes it arise.
How was the demon there in the first place?
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, me neither, because I never really understood. It was just there. It was just a dead demon in the apartment or something.
No, this was outside.
Well,
this was in the movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like rubble. It was trapped under a fucking beam, and blood gets on it, and so it awakes. And so then he goes and kills all the people. And so, Sally's watching oh, this is awesome. And so then very ring-like, this demon is walking to her TV.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it keeps getting closer and closer. And the demon goes through the fucking TV.
Yeah, like you said in the ring.
It goes through the TV. And she gets up and she's like, oh, let me out. Even though I'm pretty sure she could just get out. I don't know. And
she locked herself in there.
Yeah, she did that to herself. She turns around and nothing's there. And the TV's static. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she wanted the TV to turn off. But then she goes back over there and tries to turn it on, which doesn't really fucking make sense. And so then she's over there trying to turn it on. And then she turns out, jump scare. Demon gets her.
Yep.
And so then, I don't know if this is exactly right. But then it cuts to this older lady who has this dog, and I don't really remember much about it, but she lets her dog at home, I guess, while she runs out. Keep in mind, dog. This is one of the craziest parts one of the coolest parts of the movie. But yeah, the dog. Keep the dog in mind. Keep this lady in mind, because they kind of reference her, but not really. It's short lived, so
yeah,
very small part of the movie. But yeah, Sally comes out of her room. And they have this birthday cake, and it says "Happy Birthday, Sally." And she goes to blow out the candles, and she blows it out, and everybody's like, "Yeah!" And she bites this dude's arm, and in a very similar way, like the original, they use a practical head, which you can tell it's just practical, and they do the teeth thing again, where the teeth come through.
That's awesome. That's when you see the teeth coming through, something's about to go down.
Yeah, and so you would think all the guests turn into demons. So then we come back to George and Hannah, who's pregnant.
Yeah, they're a newlywed couple. They're young.
Yeah, he's in school.
I mean, yeah.
So he's like, oh, I heard Sally's having a party, and she's having pregnancy cravings. She's like, oh, I would really like some cake, and so he's like, oh, we'll get you some. And so he goes up there.
He just tries to go get cake.
He goes
That's his whole thing.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's just trying to go get cake for his pregnant wife, which is sincere. So he goes to get on this elevator, and the hooker gets done with her job with this guy.
Yeah, she's like, your first, or did you just finish too? Or
yeah,
something
she's like, you just finished too? And he's like, And so they go up this elevator. It gets stuck, because I guess all the electricity went out.
Yeah, and then I guess she's claustrophobic or something, because she just flips
the
out.
shit. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, freaks out.
like it was stressing me out watching her, because I was like, oh, what I do if I was him?
Yeah.
I mean, she was stressing me out, and I was watching it just
Yeah.
the way how she was
these
freaking
characters,
out.
dude. And one of the
Over
most
the top.
annoying parts of this movie, I can never like figure out. So it shows Sally, I believe it shows Sally's parents, and the dad's played by Lamberto Bava.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows their parents. I don't even know where the hell they're at. I guess they're out to eat, and they're driving. And then it shows a very similar car full of punks listening to music. And the punks wreck into Sally's parents.
Yeah.
That's the last fucking thing we see of them.
I know.
It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Shit just happens.
I feel like they had more, and then they just took it out, and then kind of forgot that scene was in there or something. Like,
why?
I don't know.
It's very
never really
pointless.
explained, I don't think.
That's what it kind of means, like, when it's not very plot driven. It's very just kind of like shit happens. They're like, okay, what could happen next? What could happen next?
Oh, her parents die.
Oh, her parents die. But so yeah, so now we're back so the old lady gets back with again her dog. I forgot how I think the dog licks up something or eats something, and it turns into a demon dog. Which, if you can see in the bottom right of this picture, this thumbnail, it does not do it justice. This fucking thing.
No.
It's
a beast.
It's the practical effects on it. His like snarl or his snout kind of like raises up, and it's just like muscle.
Yeah,
It's
gross.
like it's. I'm a huge. Thing's one of my favorite horror movies, and they do dog like deaths or monster practical effect pretty damn good. This is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and of course the dog attacks the old lady and kills her. Or turns into a demon. But the funny thing is, some of the when you're doing something like that, you got to do like you got to cut shots really quick, or else it's gonna look very unbelievable.
Exactly.
And so they had to do it, but I guess they let one go on a little too long. The dog, you can kind of see the dog like licking her, or like just jumping on her. Fucking dog, I love dogs, but it's just like we watched the Killer Shrews. If you don't know what the Killer Shrews is,
great.
I'll put a link to me and Jackson did a live stream with Wannaplay. Actually, who's another fellow YouTuber. We watched the Killer Shrews. It's on YouTube for free. That movie's fucking nuts too. Talk about like a Scooby-Doo getaway in the end of the movie. But the thing is, the shrews are played by dogs, but they all just have fucking things on.
Real dogs. They put
like
dogs
manes?
in these costumes, basically.
And these dogs had no fucking idea. They were just like running around, like just jumping on people.
They probably had like a guy who blew a whistle, and then all 40 of them came something. Like,
and they're just like looking around, just like all goofy because the head like barely fits, and so it's all bobbling.
Like it's a low production, like independent horror film.
Yeah,
basically. It's probably not even independent. I bet some studio backed it up. I just don't entirely.
There's a fan base out there, including us.
Yes.
Including us. But yeah, we'll put a link to that. Go check it out. It's actually pretty fun. Actually, I only think, now I fucking think about it, remember we got copyrighted for it.
We did.
Go watch that live stream. There's like half of it.
Still a little bit. It was the Friday 13th Part 3 live stream.
Or was it Silent Night, Deadly Night?
I think it was Friday 13th.
I don't know. We'll figure it out in post.
And we started watching it, then it got taken down. But I know there is still a little bit of it up.
Yeah.
Where it didn't make.
It might be the boring part though. But nevertheless, we watched another movie before that. Go watch it.
Check out Attack of the Killer Shrews.
One of the main things, the Demons 2 poster. If you know, it has this kid right here. If you're looking at this picture, he's very right.
Yeah.
This kid's kind of being shown. Sally he's like running away. I don't know why he's by himself. I don't really think they make it a point to say it. But he's kind of just running around like the apartments and trying to hide from Sally.
Yeah.
And Sally gets him or scratches him or something. And so Hannah's back at home alone by herself with her baby because George is stuck in the elevator. Yeah. And so she's kind of freaking out because she's like, oh, where is he at? And so she hears this like kid talk, hey, help me. And she's like, of course, she does the right thing and goes to the door, but it's locked, like the chain locked. So it opens the door, like the door barely opens, and his arm just reaches out, and it's just this fucking demon kid. Yeah. Like it looks very similar. That picture again. These pictures don't do it justice, but you got to check that part out. It's There's probably clips on YouTube. And the funniest, like, one of the funniest parts, she has this fucking fight scene with this kid.
Yeah.
This little kid is just so goofy. And why 80s music? No, there's never, like, dark, tense music. It's always just, like, 80s fucking, like rock, like, punk rock.
Like,
it's just,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
like, dum, dum, like, it's, oh my gosh, it's awesome. And so she eventually gets the kid to, like, die, or
She kills the
I
kid.
don't think she kills him. I think he has very similar
come
thing.
on.
He has a very similar thing to where Kathy did in the first one, where
yeah.
a ghoul comes out of his fucking body, which is he's a tiny kid, and this ghoul is pretty fucking small. So then she fights this fucking ghoul, which is also on this picture,
Yeah.
right next to him.
Yeah.
And the way she gets this ghoul away is she traps it in this like flip out bad picture. Which is fucking insane. Another fact that we forgot to, a key point we forgot to mention about this: the demon's bloods are acidic.
Yeah.
So they're acid.
Like aliens' blood, xenomorphs.
Yeah, yeah. So then this ghoul comes out and she traps it, and so then we cut back to, and of course, demons are just flooding the fucking apartments. They really, the cinematography was great. Again, same guy who was from the first one.
Yeah.
Cool shots. They really. Okay, there are some scenes in this fight sequence between Hannah and this ghoul and the kid that's like strobe lights. So if you're sensitive to that stuff, be aware of that, because it's kind of it fucked with me a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it's pretty straight. Like the colors, it's very vibrant.
Yeah.
They use the hell out of that blue light, and they do a very similar shot they did to the first one, which is the first movie's poster on the second one, because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
But we go back.
I love when movies do that.
Yeah.
Too. So.
So we go back to George, the jungle, and the elevator, and the hooker, and so they find a way. The top part of the elevator comes off, and so and of course it's like roped up, and he climbs to the top and starts climbing, and she's like, "Help me up."
Yeah.
I can't remember if she turned or not before that, but and he goes down to like help her up, and she like jumps up, and she's a demon now. Because one of the officers went down right in front of the elevator, and I guess there was another cool scene I forgot to mention, where he's like, "I'll help you," and then the demon comes and like scratches his face.
Yeah.
And he falls right in front of the elevator, like crack. So you see that's pretty cool. So I guess that's where she turns, and he's like, "Oh," and so he like kicks her, and he starts climbing up this fucking rope, and this like cord, and this cord or rope is like fucking long as shit.
Yeah.
It's not like he has to have some good upper body or just pure strength anyways. And so he's just he's struggling. You can see he's struggling a little bit, but he's just fucking going. And then he gets down to the top, and the demon comes back up and tries to get him, and she fights her, and then she falls like from the close to the top all the way down to the bottom. And so he kicks the top, and then the elevator starts going. Right? The elevator starts going. And so, it's that one suspenseful scene where he's at the top, he might get switched, and he finally gets this, crate to open up, and so he climbs up on the top of that.
Yeah.
And he gets out. So...
But we need to mention, though, that when she kills the demon, it bleeds through the floor, and then it hits the TV that Hannah's watching,
Mm-hmm.
and then, she's like, what? Looking around,
Yeah.
and then it's, more blood, more and more blood.
Yeah.
It keeps coming. And then... I think at that point, Jacob, her husband,
George?
George, my bad, finally comes back to her and is like, "We gotta get out of here."
Yeah, at that point, yeah, yeah. But you might be wondering, we said something earlier about the pimp that's in this now.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Named Tony?
Yeah.
He's in this, the gymnast. Where are those guys at? Well, for those who survived the demons breaking into the gym, they went to the parking garage and locked themselves in. A whole bunch of people, including Dario Argento's daughter. And one of the funniest parts, Tony the Pimp plays a very similar part in this movie. He's kind of takes charge or whatnot, and so they block this door. They fucking just put cars. But one of the funniest parts, they start fucking taking car seats out and throwing it at the door. How the fuck do you get car seats out that quickly?
Dude, I don't know.
Not like baby car seats, like full on car seats, and start fucking throwing it at the door and set it on fire. And of course the demons eventually jump over it there because they're not fucking stupid. And so this fight sequence happens, and it's awesome.
Yeah, what was
they start
that,
just fucking driving cars through everybody, it's just chaotic. One of the best parts of the movie. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention that a little earlier, but it's so fucking batshit crazy.
And like now that we're talking about it again, I'm just remembering like more and more stuff of like what was actually even happening. Oh my god. Go watch these movies, please.
Yeah, and so one of the funniest parts, I'm watching it, and I was expecting Tony to die. That's a lie. I was expecting Tony the Pimp to die, but not in the way he does.
Yeah.
So he climbs on the car. He's like, "Everybody!" And he says something. This demon goes between his legs and grabs his dick, and he drags him.
I know.
He's like, "Oh!" So that's how he dies. That's how he dies. And then unfortunately, Dario
Demon
Argento,
crotch grab.
Dario Argento's daughter. I believe she survives, but her dad and stuff don't.
Yeah.
So George and Hannah are, she's still pregnant, right?
Yeah.
She hasn't lost her baby. So they're going up the stairwell, and she's obviously in pain. And he's like, "Stay here." And so stupid. He's like, "Stay here. They're coming upstairs. Stay here."
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why can't I go with you? And so he goes up, and he's like, "I have to do this." Or no, he goes downstairs, and or he might have went upstairs. I don't know. I remember being super stupid. And so he goes rather upstairs and downstairs, and he has this like John McClane moment where he like fucking bends this pipe, and like air or whatever comes out of it, and these demons are coming up, and he has this lighter and throws it and fucking blows up these demons. And so while that's happening, Hannah like ventures off to a room, and finds these two like people that aren't demons hiding. So she takes them with her. Of course, they turn into demons. And so they have to fight them off, and of course Hannah's struggling. So they get to the top of the roof. Okay, exactly where the other movie left off. Top of the roof, and they have this like bungee cord like harness thing. I don't know where the fuck they got it from, but they have it. And George goes to Hannah. He's like, "Remember those classes we took?"
Yeah.
Like we weren't fucking supposed to know. And so she's like, "Yeah." And so I don't even know what classes like prepare you for a demonic like.
I don't know. I guess it was taught by Van Helsing or somebody.
It was
like
it's so stupid. And so he's harnessed up, and he said, "Hop on my back." So she hops on his back and just holds on for dear life. And the funny thing is though, they get all the way down. Right, and so they're all the way on the ground, and the way they go, this is a scraper building, so like he's like Mission Impossible, like jumping down, holding on to the rope while she's hanging on for fucking dear life, pregnant by the way.
Yeah.
And so they get down, to the bottom, and Sally is still alive. And so she jumps down, and she the way she goes down the rope is head first. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. Like she goes down the thing head first, and I want to say, and she dies because they stick like a pole through her mouth.
Because she went head. Oh.
Yeah, she's so fucking stupid. She went down the fucking rope head first.
I know.
Guys, if you're listening to this, think about that. Not the normal way, you would hang on, she goes
first.
fucking down first, head first. You gotta watch this movie. But so they get down, they kill Sally, and I don't even know how they got to this like TV studio, but it's like a TV studio, and nobody's there. You first think it's the theater, but it's not. It's a TV studio, and they go to like this place. I guess like the main stage next to all these TVs, and she's got to give birth now.
Of course.
And I will say, of course, it wouldn't end any other way. But of course, the cleanest, quickest birth I've ever seen in film.
I mean, holy crap. Yeah, exactly.
Like, the baby just fucking slips
Flies out.
Like, it's crazy. Perfect, already, has hair, and, has a blanket. I don't even know where they got the blanket from. But they have the baby now. And, George has his baby. Hannah's just sitting there, breathing, kind of relieved. And Sally's back. She didn't die again. Yeah. And so Sally comes and nothing happens. She just dies. And they don't even kill her. She just dies in front of this the screen. Mm-hmm. And so George takes this pickaxe and just starts breaking all the fucking TVs. Yeah. And so, that's kind of how it ends. that Sally falls down on the screen, and it's her face, and title sequence comes up.
Yeah, I mean.
It's demons. Nothing really happens after that. You think there'd be a jump scare or something, or maybe the baby would turn out to be a demon or something.
Right. That's what I thought. What was going to happen? Yeah. Set up for a sequel. Mm-hmm. But surprisingly, that's out of all the crazy stuff that did happen. Yeah. The baby was not a demon.
And everything we say right now Demons 1 and 2, we're kind of summing everything up. There's a lot of shit that other happens, but we're just giving you the meat and potatoes of it. This movie, we talk about it, but it's even more batshit crazy if you watch it. I recommend it to literally everybody. It's a really fun time. They're only an hour and a half like each, so maybe not even that. Great, you can watch the double feature if you want. Just very entertaining movies, and entertaining enough to where after the second one, Bava and Argento had already actually wrote the third one, or had like the script or ideas for the third one, but they obviously decided not to, went to different directions. But this is known as like Lamberto Bava's masterpiece, Demons.
So there is a film called Black Demons. DEMONI 3 was the original title. I'm not entirely sure if it's actually related to the franchise because these look more like zombies.
Yeah, no, that's one of those. I think they're like unofficial spin-offs or sequels.
Yeah,
so. I don't know why they did that. They were released in like Italian horror, I guess, or they were released in Italian horror. That sounds stupid, but yeah, they released like foreign. So I don't think they got it more of like an American theatrical run or release, or I don't know, but yeah, these movies, man, they're very easy to watch. Like I said, very fun. You know, if you're over 21, go have a drink with a buddy. It's fun to watch by yourself, but I wish I would have watched these two with Jackson because it would have been even better.
A big group of people, just like laugh at it the whole time.
But they're so fucking awesome. I love them.
Yeah,
I became a really big fan of them.
Me too. Go check them out. Demons 1 and 2. You got Argento, you got some Bava in there. Great
cinematography.
Great effects, great cinematography, atmosphere too.
Yeah,
atmosphere was great.
The characters, but the second one kind of had, George and Hannah were like the main two characters.
Yeah.
None of these movies have lead characters.
Yeah, exactly.
They say they do, but they never give them any personality.
Yeah, like
there's nobody in this movie that has any personality except for like Tony the Pimp. But it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, because everybody's just waiting for the demons. Everybody wants to see the demons,
Some people are so stupid they just let it happen.
I know.
But there's 3 takeaways of why you should watch this: the cinematography, Argento. If you watch any Argento movie, it's very similar. If like Lamberto Bava, I think he has the other movie he did. The first one's called something fish, big fish, dead fish, something like that, metal fish. And a year later he made Demons. And if you watch the two, they're nothing like cinematically they're nothing alike. Until Argento stepped in and he has this like eye for just beautiful shots and colors. And so very vibrant colors, use of lights and music. That another thing's music. I'm gonna put those in the same category. Devilfish. Okay, Devilfish. And the music and cinematography. I'm gonna count those as one. It's Argento and Bava. Can't go. Not Mario Bava, but Lamberto Bava. So those two, very well together. Made 2 cult classic movies, fucking batshit crazy. And the third one, it's just the special effects or practical effects, 100%. It's some of the best in movie history. I'm gonna say movie history. It's just fun 80s. Like if 80s practical effects were like top tier.
They always win for me. Yeah, please go check these movies out if you haven't seen them yet. Like I said, they're on YouTube. They're on
Shudder.
They
might be on Tubi.
So they're pretty accessible to get. If you're a physical media collector like us, there is a 4K set of Demons 1 and 2 and a Blu-ray set.
And there's an Arrow video set, I believe.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I think I'm like almost 90% positive there is.
Yeah, no, because it has the demon
face, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Half the face, and
guys, you best believe I will be getting one of those sets.
Yeah, I gotta get the 4K.
These movies are just so enjoyable, and I gotta watch it. I mean, they're good formats on all of them, but just seeing it in 4K might just be even just another element to it.
Maybe we'll have to do a live commentary on the 2 double feature.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I forgot about that. We could. We could maybe on your channel.
That would be cool.
You got anything cool coming up on your channel? Speaking of that,
Literally today, I just came out with Knock at the Cabin.
it's a good review. I watched
review. Yeah, I mean that came out. I don't know.
You sent me kind of a list of what you're going, like your list or schedule, what you're going to go do.
Yeah, I got a couple of live streams planned out. You know, like I said, I was talking with director Anthony C. Fairtain of Sharknado,
Yeah.
Headless Horseman,
And Nick's
Dentist.
right? He was a part of it. He didn't direct Dentist,
No,
but he was
yeah,
a part
but-
of the special effects
Yeah.
department.
I'm gonna be reviewing one of his movies,
Nix.
Nix,
Which
Nix,
I'm going to watch
for
with
the
you.
channel. Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And I believe you said you're going to, I don't know about like later this month or, next month, you're going to do a Batman kind of month. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so Bat Month, basically all things I'm a huge Batman fan, huge DC fan. I've always wanted to do it, so I'm going to review every live action Batman,
Like show, series, movie.
the original serials, the TV show, the movies. I'll have just some other videos like the Blu-ray set, some Batman best comic book stories, best it's all the Batman
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So if you like that, check it out.
Yeah, and
Coming soon.
like we said last podcast.
Same Bat time, same Bat channel.
Yeah, it's a horror game. We'll leave a link for that. But like we said last podcast, if you listened, give us money for Detective Comics 27. Speaking of Batman, we need that, and we can give you all great content.
Yeah,
with it.
or Action Comics #1. I'll take that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, but I just because we were speaking about Batman.
Yeah,
I just figured Detective Comics 27.
Or Batman #1.
Jackson's birthday's coming up. Show some love.
Please.
Please give us money. No, I'm just playing. Really though, like
What I do want you to do though is subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, subscribe.
Leave a like.
Leave a like. Post
Share.
Yeah, share. Please share.
Share. Get it out there with the community, with the other horror fans like us.
And one thing we kind of go for, me and Jackson talked about this before we did it. We want to do shit like we want to get like views or whatever. It's not really about that. Well, it's kind of about that because we want y'all to hear and we just kind of talk about it and have this like community. But we want to talk about shit that not everybody's talking about. Like
Exactly.
Not a lot of people have done Demons 1 and 2 podcast. The whole podcast on Demons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Except for us. And
So-
we're just going to do shit that we want to do. And kind of give everybody, everybody has like the things they like. So comment stuff you want to see. We'll check it out and possibly do an episode on it or issue.
Yeah. Let us know what y'all want to see. We'll do it.
Yeah, all jokes aside, though, I'm so grateful and I'm really appreciative of everybody who's watched the issues so far of the podcast. Means a lot to me and Jackson. It means a lot that you go to his channel, or if you come from his channel, I know he really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. Even if you like, subscribe, share, whatever, watch the video, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Means a lot to us. But that's going to wrap it up for An Evening of Darkness, issue number 3, where we talk about the franchise of Demons 1 and 2. Thank
As
you so
always,
much. Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Fun episode for this next one. Next 2 are going to be really fun.
Yeah.
They're all going to be fun.
They're all
Stay
gonna,
tuned.
Stay tuned.
This has been
This has been
An Evening of Darkness.